Hi everybody, this is Brad Vici with Northeast Kingdom Astronomy Foundation, and this is getting started with ImageJ. I work with astronomy images, and so we use ImageJ to produce beautiful images like this that come from monochrome originals that are taken through color filters. But before we get to that level, we're going to have to learn how to download the program and get it installed properly. So let's get started with that. So first of all, the website URL that you want for the download page is right here. It's from the National Institutes of Health, and ImageJ is a powerful collection of image analysis software that was put together by researchers at the National Institutes of Health. And when you go to that site, it will look like this. And then you can see that you can download the proper software for Macintosh systems, Linux systems, and Windows systems, because this is a open source Java-based programming application. You want to get the one that's correct for your hardware and software. And so after you download the correct version of ImageJ, then scroll down and you definitely want to get this ImageJ User's Guide. This is a document that it's a PDF file. We'll go look at it. It's a valuable file that will give you I would use this as sort of a backup textbook of all the different functions of ImageJ, and a great deal of information about where it came from and how to use each one of the routines that are built into the program. So it's valuable information that you may want to have on your hard drive. And also at this NIH download site, you won't need you won't need to get the Java source, but you do want to get these 31 downloadable sample images. ImageJ can be used to analyze any form of graphic information. You can measure, enumerate, you can do blood cell counts, you can analyze shape and size of snowflakes, just anything that can come into your computer as a digital image. There's probably an ImageJ application for that. And so you'll also get stacks of images and three-dimensional models and all kinds of cool stuff to look at. Okay, and then let's return to my outline. A different site you want to go to is this Multiverse Berkeley EDU site shown here. And I'll provide the links to these so that folks can get to them. And what you want to do is download this ImageJ activity booklet. I find this really valuable. So here is the activity booklet. It's not only got very specific information about how to save and install ImageJ for each specific operating system, and there are some little tweaks to it to get it right and to make sure that all your different files end up in the proper directory so that it'll work seamlessly. And after you get past that part, and very specific, step-by-step, very, very helpful instructions, then you get to a series of lessons about how to manipulate digital images, and some real important background information about how images are constructed. You can take an RGB composite image apart and manipulate the different layers, then put it back together again. And you also learn a lot about pixel scale, bit depth, all kinds of good stuff. And they tend to use an image of Kermit the Frog to do a lot of their manipulations. So while you're back on that, on this, pardon me, the page for this Multiverse Berkeley site, you also want to download the sample image for of Kermit the Frog, because that Kermit image is a little 28K RGB image, but it's really handy to go through their exercises. And then my note down here below for classroom teachers or for anyone, amateur, professional, anybody that wants to go in greater depth, and students, there are a series of exercises in that activity booklet that rely upon some other images that you can download as well. And so it'll teach you all about how to play with astronomical images, how to measure things. You can even get into photometry and some other functions if you wish. A little bit about ImageJ. I'm going to go back to the user's guide and refer to the cover image. ImageJ was developed by biologists working at the National Institutes of Health, and so the logo and the icon for ImageJ is an antique brass microscope. Now, I happen to use it a lot for astronomical work, and so you might think that the icon would be a little brass telescope, but that's just the way it is. The neat thing is, as a open source Java application, researchers, scientists, teachers, students all over the world have found ways to customize this basic suite of powerful image analysis tools to many different applications. And you might use ImageJ to analyze the thread count in Persian rugs. You might study the deforestation of the Amazon rainforest from Landsat photographs, or like I do, you might want to use it to create beautiful pictures of galaxies and nebulae, and even do photometry and create light curves of asteroids and cool stuff like that. So that's the basic information of getting started. Once you get the program installed correctly, I very strongly recommend going through the activities in the ImageJ activity booklet. At the very least, the image exercises dealing with Kermit the Frog and taking an image apart and zooming in and seeing all those details. And we'll pick up on that in subsequent videos. We're going to go over some of that business of how to take an image apart, put it back together again, and then in other videos how to do this with astronomical images, which are really very, very different than images like the scene behind me, a picture of grandma serving turkey dinner at Thanksgiving. The kind of images most of us are used to are more like this image of Kermit, or a picture of people sailing out on the bay. Those are very, very different than astronomical images. So it really helps to go through the basic exercises with non-astronomical images, and then, having learned that, we'll apply those lessons to astronomy pictures, and you'll see how we have to be very delicate in handling them to squeeze out the tiniest bits of detail from an image that's almost black. And we'll show you how to do that in a subsequent video. Thanks.